to She Rides, the podcast where Roland Cycling takes you. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Christoph, and today we're diving into the latest race results and hot topics in women's cycling.
And we have a guest joining us to share her story. Let's get started. Ready? Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 36 of She Rides. We're in the week after the Giro, the week before the Tour de France. We're recording just after the second stage of the Baloise Ladies Tour. Probably not the most exciting race, so that's why we also have a very interesting guest with us today. Hi, Petra.
Hi.
So for the people who don't know you, can you maybe start by introducing yourself?
Yes, hello everybody. I'm Petra Stiasny from Switzerland. I'm 23 years old and yes, I'm currently riding for Roland Cycling Team. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. So at the moment you're obviously a cyclist, but what would you be doing right now if you weren't one?
Like if I weren't a cyclist, I would probably be like a normal student at university right now because I'm also a student and now I study online. But I think if I weren't a cyclist, I would probably be going to university. Yeah.
And what are you studying at the moment?
I study nutrition science. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can come in very handy as a cyclist.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So hey Petra, welcome to the show. Growing up in Switzerland, actually, how did cycling come into your life? Besides skiing, how did you get into cycling?
Yeah, well, actually, I came into cycling quite late. I used to be a track runner. I did athletics, and there I competed mainly like in the middle distance, such as 800 meters, 1,000 meters. But I was often injured, and then I always went swimming as an alternative. And then during the COVID pandemic, actually all the pools closed, and I was still looking for an alternative sport, and I took the old road bike of my father, and so I really came into the sport actually. And like in my first year, like I did like, or when I started, I did like some local climbing races in Switzerland where I saw actually, yeah, I'm not that bad in the climbs, and I really caught in the cycling virus. And yeah, I wanted to kind of keep going, and I said myself, yeah, actually, I want to look how far I can get and get the best possible out of myself and try to become one of the best and see how far I can go. And so I actually, yeah, kept going with cycling, and I also then tried in the next year some road racing, like real road races, because these before were kind of just you start from one point to the other and it's basically only uphill. But then I tried some road races and yeah, I really fell in love, and yeah.
That's nice. Another product from the COVID era that started professional cycling
Yeah.
eventually. There are so many.
Yeah, so it's actually
Yeah, I think
normal.
yeah, COVID was a good thing for women's cycling. Let's be clear about that. So was it straight from the beginning, Petra, that you had a defining moment when you thought like, oh my God, yes, this is what I want to do. Now I found my sport.
Actually, yes, if I remember well, yeah, because it was a sport it's a sport that I really love because I always loved endurance sports. And for me, as I told you, I fell in love with cycling, and since then, yeah.
Yeah, it only escalated further. So, and actually, as a 23-year-old, like you said at the start of the episode, did you and actually do you face any challenges balancing school, family expectations, and that early growing cycling career?
Yeah, well, actually, as I told before, I'm still studying, but I do it online. And so I can actually combine quite well the studies with the sports, because I think it's really important to also do something beside the sport, because especially cycling, it can be over in one moment. And I think it's important that you have something as a securation basically beside, and also for after the career, because you won't be riding until 50. So in my opinion, it's really important to also do something besides sports. But I never had like pressure from my family side, or yeah, for me.
Okay, that's good. Sarah, we actually have a young but very smart guest today. So, and actually, who are your role models? Who were your role models when you started cycling, or who still are your role models as a 23-year-old?
Actually, when I started cycling, I honestly didn't even know that something like women's cycling exists, to be honest, because I heard of the Tour de France, but I also didn't know about cycling as a competitive sport, because for me, a bicycle was just a medium of transport to ride to the train station or do your groceries. So actually, I didn't really have female role models. But one female cyclist I now really look up to is Annemiek van Vleuten, because I'm really impressed by her mindset and her hard work. And this is something, I think, for me, she's a really big rider I look up to. But apart from her, I also look up to cyclists like Contador or Valverde, because I really like their riding style, for example.
Nice. So, as you actually said, you pretty soon realized you were pretty good at those climbs. So, yeah, we know you as a climber. Is that your identity, or are you in other aspects still discovering your strengths?
Yeah, I think I'm still a climber, definitely not a sprinter. No, I really love climbing, and like I really like hard and attritional races. And for me, the more climbing there is in, the better for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. And if we look at your very young career still, what's been your proudest moment on the bike so far?
I would say my proudest moment was probably when I won my first pro race this spring in Salvador. I will never forget this feeling, and it was a really special day for me.
And then another moment that really tested you?
Well, it's really difficult to say because I think cycling is such a hard sport sometimes. And well, somebody once told me like for every good day you have to pay with 100 bad days. And I think that's true because you have so many bad days in training, you have so many bad races. But I think it's important to always keep going and always keep working hard. And at one point it will always pay off.
Yeah, nice. And then maybe we will just take a question break and go over to the latest news. So actually, couple days ago, you were racing at the Giro, which was, I think, a very hard race. If I would ask you to rate your Giro from 1 to 10, what score would you give it and why?
I would probably give the Giro quite high score. Difficult to choose one, maybe 8 out of 10, because I really, really like the Giro. It's my favorite race of the year. The stages were super hard, but for me, I really liked it because the parcours was hard and nice, and also the food was good in Italy. So also there I can't complain. And for me, a high score, yeah.
Yeah, it was a very hard stage. But if there's one word that comes to mind when you think back on this Giro, what word is it?
Yeah, probably hard because it was really full gas every day,
Yeah.
and there was really no easy day. And even on the paper, the flat and easy stages, for example, stage 5 turned out to be one of the hardest days for me personally. And
Yeah.
also on other days it was really hard because, for example, stage 6 there never went a break, and like the whole day it was just attacking, and the whole day it was full gas. And the stage after, it was a really hard stage with 3,500 meters of elevation. So yeah, it was a hard Giro.
Yeah.
Also, the level was really high, I have to say. I felt like that everybody was like really in top shape. And I personally, like, I didn't do an altitude training because I did a lot of races before and was in doing the Tour de Suisse, but I felt like really that a lot of people really, really prepared for this race and were there in absolute top shape. And the level was really high and the race was really hard. Yeah.
And if you're saying the level was very high, was there one rider in particular you were very impressed by, or just all of them?
Yeah, actually, I was impressed by a lot of riders, and difficult to choose one, but a lot of riders were really good. Yeah.
Yeah, we will choose one. Sarah. very unbiased opinion. But as you said, actually, one of the easiest stages was for you one of the hardest one. But was there a stage where you really surprised yourself?
Actually, I wouldn't say a particular stage, but I would more say I'm really happy in general that I could ride quite consistent during the week. And also after 6 days, on the last day, still be there and finish the Giro. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and top 20 on the Montenerone, Petra. Well, that's not bad either, I would say.
And then before we go over to the racing part, what will you take with you from this Giro into the rest of the season and beyond?
Difficult to say, but yeah, I don't know, to be honest.
That's okay. Yeah. No worries, no worries. So then over to the racing part, we actually, with Kat Ferguson last week, we recapped everything till the last 2 stages. And then we already had how impressive is Sarah Gigante riding chat, but we can actually just continue it this week because she won another stage. And I have to say, I couldn't watch it because already our shopping spree with my sister was already postponed because of the podcast to Saturday. So I was just trying to watch while fitting some clothes and stuff. But it was actually a very interesting stage, I think, because we had Longoborghini and Persico, if I'm correct, already going clear in the beginning. Not in the beginning, but in the pre-finale, let's say. And Rooster didn't really react on that. And then it was Sarah who bridged to Longoborghini and even rode away 45 seconds, which is, I think, again, a super, super impressive performance from her. Like, who would have thought about 6 months ago here that we would now be saying double stage winner, Queen of the Mountain? That's very crazy, I would say. But then I think the stage after, so after this stage already, we saw Marlon Reusser, who was really crying, which was sad to see. But apparently she got a bit ill. That's what she said after the last stage. Yeah, if you're ill, I think it's still a very solid performance. Longo Borghini, she's always like top level if it comes to the Giro. And yeah, she does again a very solid performance with being the best overall. There was maybe not really a discipline where she was the best rider there, but she was just overall in all different types of stages, she was the best. So also, what did we also see? Barbara Malcotti on 6, also riding super great. Then there was on the last stage, it was on the parcours of the World Championships, Anna van der Breggen won. And it worked clearly inspiring because I think Anna van der Breggen didn't really have the Giro she was hoping for, but she did attack and went to the finish together with Liane Lippert. Yeah, it was also another surprise who won that sprint, but good, she tried. And then it was Reusser who came in third. And actually for a stage with a lot of up and mostly down, Sarah also became 10th, which is, I think for her, next to just climbing very well, is also something that she will be very happy about.
Yeah, most definitely.
And then just to go off the jerseys, Wiebes won the points jerseys.
Oh, she did.
It's her first one in a Grand Tour. So.
Well, congrats to that.
With also Vos leaving the Giro, I don't think there was really anyone competing there with her. Queen of the Mountain was also Gigante. It was a battle with Ostolaza, but she had to let go in the last stage a little bit earlier, so she can finish it off there. Then it was very good ride by Niedermayer and also Isabella Holmgren did very great too in the mountain stages, which was super impressive. And then the team classification, AG Insurance Mountain Goats shouldn't really be a surprise if you saw them going up the mountain. But yeah, I think it was a very nice Giro. Actually, it was because as you said, we recorded on Friday with 2 stages to go, and we really didn't have an idea at how it would end. So Yeah, it was a good Giro.
Yeah, very interesting parcours, very interesting stages.
Yeah.
The women on top of their performance. We had a time trial, which is always nice in a
Yes.
grand tour. Maybe Petra will
Every
disagree with us,
episode.
but anyway, yeah, and then yeah, heartbreaker for Marlon Reusser, of course.
Mm,
Because apparently, like you said before, Sarah, she was 3 days ill.
Yeah.
So I might see what would have happened if she was completely healthy. Well, let's not underestimate Longo Borghini either. But it would have been a nice.
Let's just hope she can recover well for the tour.
Yeah, that's for sure. So in the end, it was not Marlon, but it's still a deserved winner, and it's a big name. Very
Then
well
maybe.
done.
I was thinking we also have the Baloise Ladies Tour to talk about, but there's also been some remarkable news. This one is actually from the men's side, but could also influence the women's side. So in Belgian media, there's a rumor. It's almost a deal actually. That Intermarché and Lotto will merge into one team. They will keep Lotto's license. But I was wondering there what is happening with the women. I don't think they will just stop existing. I don't think Lotto can do that. So, but I think it's interesting. I think it would be very interesting if Intermarché would also maybe try to sponsor the women's side of it. I would like to see that.
They should. I mean, it's one team. Come on, stop the BS in 2025, dear sponsors.
But yeah, also
really.
Indeed, but look at how the social media goes for Lotto. It's like you have the men's racing, and then you have the category U23 and ladies. So
Yeah.
questionable, but I hope that happens, because as we said, one of the few dumb rules by the UCI is no Conti teams allowed in World Tour races from 2020. So I think if Intermarché would step in, maybe Lotto does have the money and the capabilities to make that step, because we need more pro teams, obviously, to fill the races. So that's interesting to keep an eye on. Of course, we saw like 10 different articles with not even a word about the women.
Yeah, you say stepping up to World Tour Pro Team levels, Sarah, but that means that
World Tour. I didn't say World Tour.
Okay. But that means the Intermarché money is dribbling down to the women's team as well. But so far, like, the media has no idea that Lotto has a ladies team. So let's see first what happens there.
Just like I'm manifesting that. I'll keep my race manifesting. I'll keep that for next week's episode, because I have a lot. But for this week, we're manifesting. Also, let's also give some money to the women's team. So hopefully. And then there was something else interesting. Also, it started with men's news. Actually, we saw Pogacar crash, and we immediately saw the group waiting for it, and it sparked a memory for Demi Vollering, apparently, because she reacted on her story first with "so kind of the bunch to make the decision to not use his crash to take time on him. Guess men are a bit more kind." So that was like a funny thing. But then there also came another reaction. I have this somewhere on Pogacar's post. Looks like you had all the shit I have experienced. Only for me, it cost the Vuelta GC win and a tour. I can get the frustration. But first about the Vuelta GC, that's just not right. Like, there were echelons, and she chose a bad moment to go for a P. So yeah, it's echelons. Can't they use the win to echelons? Like, if you're not well positioned, then that happens. Also, the difference here is that the group with Pogacar wasn't battling for a stage win anymore. It did happen. They were battling for a stage win at the tour. Her teammates should have obviously waited for her.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could expect the others to wait. It's also a bit a difficult situation to see if, I think we all remember the gravel stage in the Tour where Van Vleuten had a flat, and then Vollering literally said afterwards, "I tried to say to the girls in our group that we needed to go and needed to ride, but they didn't really want to." So yeah, it was a bit sad, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, a crash or a flat, I don't know. It's up for debate. A crash, yeah, I don't know. That's harder than a flat.
But is Demi gonna wait this tour if Nivea Doma, Lotte Kopecky, or Marlon Reusser crashes, is she gonna
Nah,
wait in the
she
final of the
shouldn't.
stage?
They're not waiting for her, so she shouldn't wait either. But I think she will. I think she just will.
She will wait, you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah. Especially after her latest post, she
She
cannot
should.
continue. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, Sarah, at least her teammates should wait and work their ass off, of course, because she's the leader. She's the GC favorite in every GC race she starts. So not a lot of excuses for the teammates, I think. There, you can say whatever you want about the competitors. Is it fair? Is it not? That's up for debate. That's depends completely on the situation. I think depends completely on what happened, what moment you are in the race, what stage we have. But your teammates, if you are the GC favorite and if you are the number one in the team, yeah, you should have the decency to wait and not like slip around and be happy that you didn't crash and give full gas because you're still in the peloton, like we saw at a certain Tour de France.
Because you can get 7th on the stage.
Yeah, because you can't get that's what they were aiming for a 7th spot.
So yeah, I think it's a difficult one. I'm wondering, is this gonna help her if she now crashes in the Tour? Are they now actually gonna wait for her? I don't know.
Depends. I don't know. I don't know. Mood of the day. Yeah.
But I'm also very excited to see how much of a fight there will be.
It should be a nice Tour de France after we've seen the Giro, and then I think we have some more riders who will be even better. So I think we're in for a good Tour de France. Well,
Yeah.
fingers crossed. At least it's going to be more exciting than the men's Tour de France, no doubt about that, because that one is pretty boring, as Pogačar is again winning the climbing TT, I think.
They were so nice to me. I could again say like, but women's cycling is so boring, because like every time I now see a boring men's race, I'm here like, Belgian media, take it. Honestly, you could have watched Baloise Ladies Tour and it would probably be more exciting.
Yeah.
But about that, actually, we have had 3 stages already. I had to think. We started with a very short prologue.
That's the point of a prologue, Sarah.
Yeah.
That it's very short.
But it was already longer than last year, apparently.
Yeah.
But it was Zoe Bakstedt who won, which was very impressive. I was thinking like one for the sprinters, maybe Bakstedt can do well, but I certainly didn't expect Van Dijk to also be up there, which was, I think, also very impressive. And then it was Charlotte Kool on 3. And then they also have like this atypical classification at the Baloise Ladies Tour, Best Belgian, I think. That one was for Marte Goossens. And then we had basically some sprinters. We also had Schreiber and Vigie in the top 10. So yeah, that was it. Then for the next stage, it was arrival on the famous Wandelaar in Knokke, like they also have in the, what is it called now? Baloise Belgian Tour? Yeah. For the men. And it was Charlotte Kool who took the win there for Chiara Consonni and Nienke Veenhoven. Not the nicest move from Barbieri there, I would say. It was like really full blocking just when she did her lead out. Which
she did?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't a nice move. Like, you could argue maybe even for a yellow. If you saw it, we're giving out yellow now. Sometimes if you say like, oh, you're talking in the mic while the sprint, you get yellow, then you should give that. Was it in the situation itself? It maybe wasn't dangerous because it's also an uphill sprint. So it's a bit, but it's not a nice move. If you do your lead out and just like really block it, like it certainly involved Consonni's sprint. So that was not a very nice move, but yeah, apparently the UCI wasn't watching, or there wasn't enough
They were
fuss
asleep.
about it.
They were asleep probably, or watching the Tour de France for the men. Maybe I don't know what they're doing, those guys.
And then today we had another sprint, of course, because it's mainly sprinting and a bit of time trial. And it was Nienke Veenhoven who took the win. It's her first pro win, which is super nice to see. Guarici on 2nd. She has a lot of 2nd places already. It would be nice if without Wiebes there, she could maybe go for a stage win to this Baloise Ladies Tour. It will be hard, but yeah, you never know. It was Charlotte Kool ended up 7th, so I think she was probably boxed in or something. And then actually a very surprising 3rd, I think, with Carolina Comiega from KDM Cycling Team. So yeah, that maybe wouldn't be the first one who you think would beat Consonni and Caponi there.
No, that's for sure. Although she's pretty fast, but top 3
Yeah.
in this packed field, yeah, that's a nice result for the team.
Mm-hmm. And then we could maybe do a 1:15 prediction. The race is going on, but since we have another one planned for before the tour, I don't think there's really another race to predict. So we could go for this one. I don't know if there's anyone who wants to start.
Let me see. Let me go for the non-obvious winner. I go for Nienke Veenhoven at 1. At 5, I go for Copponi. And at 10, I will go Fien van Einde, Phoenix.
Ah, I had that one too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doubting. Am I also allowed to go for Fien van Einde or on 10? Yeah, I'm allowed. On 1, I'm doing Zoe Backstedt, not a sprint winner, because we've had a win for Cole, for
Shit,
Veenhoven.
there's still a time trial. Yeah, true.
If we then maybe see a win for Guarici, Consoni, of Copponi, then I'm thinking there won't be too many ponies taken. So that's why Backstedt. 5, Veenhoven, and 10, Fien van Einde. Do you want to go?
Petra, would you like to predict the 1, 5, and 10 for Balwaze?
I don't know. I think Fien will do well. I know her. She's really strong on the time trial. Yeah, but yeah.
Go for
think
it.
my
You've been
top-
listening to our episode, so you know we suck. So honestly,
Yeah.
no pressure at all.
Go for the hot take, Petra. Yeah, put it on 1, Fien van Einde. Do it.
Would be great. So heartbreaking to see, actually. Like, there are 2 Belgian championships that are not won by Lotte Kopecky, and on both she gets second. So I'm here for it. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And on 5,
I don't know. I actually haven't looked so much into the start list, to be honest. But yeah, on 5, Lea Stern from Switzerland.
Mhm.
She's a good friend of me, and she's also really strong in time trial. And I
Hey,
think
you
she
got.
can do them.
Hey, you really got the She Writes prediction. You really know how to do it with enough bias. Like, yeah, good. Have another bias one for 10 or?
I don't know. I leave it to you.
Okay, nice day.
Yeah, for sure. So let's get back to you then, Petra, after all these latest news items. So how do you actually stay mentally tough through the highs and lows of a pro cycling career, especially for a young rider in a World Tour peloton? Let's say with ambition. Let's be honest. So you're having good results. How do you cope with it mentally? How do you stay fresh mentally?
Well, I think cycling is really tough sport, like mentally and physical. For me, like I I burn so much for this cycling, for the sport. Like I personally don't need to motivate me for keep going or something because I have such a fire for cycling. I think this will keep me going. But really, cycling is so hard, like mentally and also like physically, because one day you push yourself over the limit, and the next day you can barely walk to the supermarket, and you do a complete recovery day. Yeah, I actually never thought about stopping or quitting, and I always think like sure I also go through highs and lows, and but in my opinion, after every low there comes a high again, and it's like a climb, like every mountain you have a descent afterwards. Like on every like even if you're really top, you won't stay there super long. You know that there will be hard times again, like if you feel really well in one training, you know, like there will be the days where you don't feel that well. But like after, it's like, I don't know, after every long dark valley, you have a mountain again at one point. So even if you're on a really low point and maybe this lasts one day, maybe 1 week, maybe 1 year, I think there will always come a high again if you keep going.
Yeah, you look at it with a very positive mindset. So that's a good thing, Petra. Keep that mindset through the whole of your career. And then let's go to those days when the legs say, nah, not today, Petra, I'm out of here. But the race is still going on. The race is still not over yet. What do you tell yourself in those moments when the legs give up, but the race is still going on?
Yeah, I always try to say myself that I'm not the only one that is suffering at this moment right now, because then I try to say myself, look at the other girls. I mean, they won't be riding at recovery zone at this moment. If you're there with heart rate 190, they will probably also be suffering. So I try to see this a bit, that you're not the only one that has a hard time at the moment. But yeah, if you have a bad day, you have a bad day.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's the point of getting through it and pushing yourself through it, of course. That's for sure. Hey, and do you have a teammate or like a friend slash colleague in the peloton who always lifts the mood, especially on bad days, no matter what happens? Is there a teammate that comes into mind that you say like, yeah, when my feelings get a little bit on the dark side, there's always that one teammate who has a funny remark or does something funny or lifts the spirits?
I can't really choose one, because especially this year, I feel like we are a really nice team and we have a really good atmosphere in the team, and there is always good mood. And I think like the whole team cheers you up and makes you smile again.
Good team spirit at Roland Super Dévolué. That's nice to hear. And then if we should ask people and should ask your team members, what kind of teammate do you hope they say you are?
I don't. I hope they say I'm nice. I don't know.
And then is there one thing you wish you had known before you started racing professionally, Petra? Because it's not all glitter and glamour, I think. I think they forgot to mention some things before you started this journey.
Yeah, like a bit a different thing, but probably that if you that to win the mountain classification, you have to pass the line first. Because when I started, I thought that with the transponder, your time that the transponder takes your time when you enter the climb and when you pass the top of the climb, and that the one who sets the fastest time wins the mountain classification. So it took me actually 3-4 races to realize that this is not the case. But yeah, because I had
Brilliant.
no idea about cycle when I started. So yeah.
Yeah, you were wondering, like, come on, somebody else drove faster uphill than me. Like, I'm completely dead.
No, but yeah, it's like small things that for people who grew up with cycling, for me, this is in general something, a lot of riders, they grew up with cycling. They ride since they're small kids. And for me, coming late into the sport, you have to learn everything,
Yeah.
Like if you know nothing about cycling, it's like, for example, riding in the bunch for me is not natural, or descending in a peloton. It still scares me because it's not something that I'm used to since I'm 6 years old. And yeah, I think like if you do it like since you're a small kid, you maybe don't have this fear, or you're used to things. Some things are completely normal, and for me, yeah, makes sense. But nice
Did you?
that I know it too.
Yeah, yeah. Did you keep it to yourself once you found out how you really should get the comp points? Or you were like, oh shit, I should not say this out loud.
Yeah,
And Petra, is there one thing that fans might not know about you?
probably a lot of things, but yeah, I really love languages. For example, I speak 5 languages: Spanish, German, Italian, English, French, and I would really also like to learn new language. So yeah, this is something I really like.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a nice did you know. And what's your favorite race on the calendar? You talked about the Giro already. Is that your very
Yeah.
most
Mm,
favorite race? And why actually?
yeah, actually, yes, I said the Giro is probably one of my favorite races because I really love stage races, and the longer they are, the more I like it. And the Giro is one of the longest. And I also really love really mountainous races, like with a lot of climbing, hard races. And yeah, the Giro, I really like it also because the atmosphere in Italy is something that you don't get in other countries. Like how passionate the people are about women cycling is incredible there, because like at the start town, they were completely in pink, so many people's out there cheering for us women. Like I know that for men's cycling, yes, they know it. It's incredible how passionate people are about cycling. there in Italy. And this is why I also, for example, I really love also the Spanish races, for especially like Itzulia, because in the Basque Country there is also this passion about cycling. And I would say, yeah, the Giro and Itzulia are probably my favorite race.
Yeah, pretty crazy people over there in Basque Country when it comes to cycling. Yeah, nice. No, that's nice. Sad, before we continue, we forgot
Yeah, I
some
forgot.
mentions about the
I
youth
was
track
already so
championships going on.
proud and hyped
Yeah.
about Sarah, and I forgot something very important. So we, of course, had the U23 and Junior European Track Championships going on, and we had actually, yeah, Julie was riding, and of course, we know her story. It has been a long and very hard way for her to get here again, but how, like, it was in the elimination, she became fourth, which is crazy to think if you know where she's coming from. So that was awesome to see. The result was awesome, but even more that she was able to make the selection and just be here healthy was super good to see. And then to make it even better, like all the guests in action actually did so great, because Helene Hesters, it's still going on there, but she also took with the team pursuit. They took a bronze medal there. So yeah, they are doing very well. Super nice to see.
Yep, we had to mention.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, I forgot. I have to fix this. And then also to just have said everything about latest news and coming races, we also have two 1.2 races in France this weekend with La Périgord ladies and La Pique Charentaise. So that was also something I didn't mention. But then we can maybe go over to women's cycling in general. So your career is still pretty young, but what changes have you noticed in women's cycling over the past few years?
Well, I think like even if I'm still super young in cycling, I think women's cycling has changed a lot. And I would say it's probably a really interesting period to be in this women's cycling, because you like at the moment, I think women's cycling is changing incredibly fast. You see like changes from day to day, or yeah, from season to season. And like for example, the whole structures get bigger, everything gets more professional, equipment, stuff, training, nutrition, contracts. I think women's cycling is like changing extremely at the moment, and I think it's really interesting to be able to notice this.
Yeah. And in your opinion, what are the biggest challenges that still need to be fixed?
I think one really big problem of women's cycling is that the gap between the big team and the smaller team, for example, continental teams or even pro team, is too big. If you like at the Giro, if you were there and you, for example, compared a big team like, let's say, Visma with a smaller Conti team, like they both race the same race, but the material, their possibilities are completely different. Like, for example, like in one team, the riders are employed. They do it as a living, they get paid. The only thing they have to do is to ride their bike and worry about riding their bike. They have the best material, the best possibilities, training, etc. And on the other side, you have then, for example, other teams where the riders they probably don't get a salary and they work besides, and they have a 9 to 5 job and have to train in the evening. And also difference the material. Like one team has the best TT equipment, for example, with the newest helmets, etc. The other team, they don't even have TT bikes or not an aero helmet. And I think we always say like, yeah, women's cycling has to grow, get bigger, get fast. Everything has to get bigger, faster, you know. And it's good that it's growing, but I think this is happening at like a lot of this is happening at the top. And I think you first have to build the base to build the roof, or that you, I think a lot of work has to be done in this gap. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think sometimes maybe it's growing a bit too fast and the base can't grow at this speed. And I think there where a lot of work has to be done.
Do we have someone from the UCI listening to our podcast, Sarah? Because we are now at episode 36, if I'm not mistaken, and this is like guest number 30 who's giving us the same feedback.
Yeah.
So they should. I mean, I hope someone at the UCI table is listening to our podcast.
I doubt it, but
do something with this feedback.
but about the UCI, actually, If you had a seat at the UCI table, what would you push for to improve in women's cycling immediately?
Oh, yeah, I would probably try to work like on this problem to kind of close this.
And something else, what's your opinion actually on the handlebars with?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a joke because probably like 60% of the women's peloton rides a 38 handlebar, and I think it's ridiculous to say that it makes more safe because if you drive a Harley that 90 km and can't control it so well, I don't think it's safer. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so you like it tough at the races, you like them long. So if you could magically create one new race on the calendar, what would it look like?
I really love Gran Canaria. Beautiful landscape, incredible climbs. So I would probably create a race over there. Also because there is no UCI. I would probably create a route that goes through the Valley of Tears with a nice mountaintop finish on Pico de las Nieves. This would be my dream race.
Okay, you put a
nice.
lot of thinking into this, Petra. And that's very concrete idea of a race.
Yeah.
Nice.
So and then something completely different actually. What would you say to a fan who's just discovering the sport?
There is a lot to discover. No, I think yeah, it's not just riding a bike, but it's a complete lifestyle actually. And there is so much you can do, like from racing to just do it as a hobby. And yeah, I think cycling offers a lot of different opportunities.
That's great. And let's go to your personal goals and dreams, Petra. What are your personal goals left for the rest of the season and beyond, like next season and within 5 years? What are your personal goals?
For this season, actually, I would like to do well in the remaining races. Yeah, the season is actually still long and there are still some really nice races. And yeah, in long terms, I would like to improve, keep going, and get better.
We are convinced you will. You're one of those sneaky riders that always pops up in a good GC, but nobody always overlooked. Like, oh yeah, right, Petra Stiasny is there too. So I hope people get to know you now and then follow you more closely because she's building on her way to the top. So on the other hand, is there a race or are there races, Petra, that you dream of winning? Grand Tour, Classic, National Championship, doesn't matter. Just pick one. What race would you really like to win?
I think I would like to win a Grand Tour one day. The Giro.
We did not see that one coming.
Yeah. And good thing you didn't pick the Tour de France Femmes like many others do. Be bold, go for the Giro.
Yeah, nice.
So, and what's something you enjoy doing when you're not riding the bike, Petra?
Well, as I said, I'm a student. I study nutrition science, and I'm really into it, and I really love. Yeah, actually, basically, most of my free time, like off the bike, I use for the study. But I'm really kind of cycling addicted, and I watch every race, like women's and men's race. So yeah, I watch a lot of cycling in my free time. And I actually even deleted my Netflix account a few months ago because I didn't use it anymore because I'm only watching cycling races. So
Okay, that's nice to know. So, you can be very critical of our analysis and our opinions then, because you watched it all. That's great. And Petra, is there one race that you haven't done yet before, but that's still high on your bucket list?
I think I haven't done many races yet. I'm actually really curious for every new race I do. And actually, every race, even if you did it already, it's always kind of new because it's never like the same. So actually, every race for me, I'm curious and really looking forward. Yeah.
Yeah, great. And did you already have a whoa, pinch me moment in your career? Like, whoa, is this really happening? Am I really doing this? Or did I really do this?
Yeah, sometimes like 5 years ago, I had no idea about cycling at all. I was still at school. I was running, but I didn't know that women's cycling or competitive cycling exists. And now I'm riding in the world tour with the same races with the best riders. Yes, sometimes I'm still a bit surprised how fast and how far. Yeah, I came so far.
Yeah, you better believe it. You're one of them, Petra. Yeah, you're actually one of the 20 best women in the Giro women. So, hey, pinch yourself. When you would picture your ideal post-cycling life, we know it's still a long way to go. What does it look like? Are you interested in coaching, nutritionist job for a team, which is a very hot thing today, or something completely different outside of cycling? What would you like to do as a career after cycling? You already have an idea.
I don't know concretely yet, but I think I really want to stay in cycling or in sport in general. And I would maybe like to do something that's related with my current studies. So maybe in the direction of nutrition, something like this, or also coaching or working for a team. I don't know. But I really would like to stay into cycling.
Yeah, as you watch all the cycling races that are going on, there should be an opportunity with your knowledge base you have.
And yeah, then we go over to the final part of questions, I think, for this episode. If there's one life lesson cycling has taught you that could apply to everyone, what is it?
Maybe hard work pays off because I think maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in 2 years, but I think at one point your hard work will always pay off and it will always come back.
Yeah, nice. What advice would you give to young girls who do already know the existence of competitive cycling, who are dreaming of a cycling career?
Yeah, probably never stop, keep going because there are so many setbacks and it's really easy to stop. But keep going because there will always be a turn point again and there will always come a high again. And if you keep going, it will always pay off at one point. And if you have the passion for it, if you love it, then especially.
And then, yeah, to just go a little bit further in time, if you haven't watched our announcements with what we are planning to do during the Tour de France Femmes, you can check that out on Instagram or Blue Sky. Kind of like Twitter, but without Musk, so better. So still welcome to join us there. So yeah, can we maybe get a podium prediction of you, Peter?
I don't know the order probably, but I would say Longo Borghini will be on the podium. Kim LeCourt Pinot. I'm really curious what she can.
Yeah.
Pauline Ferrand.
Ooh, that are some hot takes.
Where is Demi, Petra? Ooh, hot take.
Reusser.
A Reusser, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice,
cool.
nice.
We love the hot takes.
Yeah, we like your takes for Baloise and Tour de France. Nice. That's great. And I think, Sarah, do we have something to add? Do you want to make the people warm already for your Tour de France Femmes spam that is going to happen?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. So the already described and teaser reel I worked on for approximately 5 hours is on there. So you know what? If you feel like it, just go give that a like, very much appreciated. Then what can I say more about it? I think I designed approximately over 100 graphics already.
I did 9. Please mention that too.
Yeah, those were not included. So yeah, but in terms of what can you expect, for sure, social media content, definitely a lot on Instagram. I'll try to do some on Blue Sky too, but it's a bit hard with the uploading. So that will be like the main things, but our stories will be on Instagram. You will get a lot of footage. There should be daily episodes. Mainly I'll be solo hosting, but we'll have our own She Writes analyst joining me too for some episodes. We will have in the episodes roadside voices from people I know already or will get to know somewhere along the road. You will probably get some additional reels too, I think. And we also have our own guest prediction competition, which we will also have like a cool lineup post coming when all the guests actually have filled in their predictions. So probably like one day before. So yeah, I don't know. Do I need to say something else about it? No. Yeah, you will just like get the full fan experience, mostly just from alongside the road. Also got the news I will be seeing it from another perspective on one stage, which I am very much looking forward to. So yeah, stay tuned.
That's for sure, yeah. And keep the rest for later. So just follow us, people, because Sarah will bring you every in and out from inside the Tour de France Femmes, actually. And with that, I think we can wrap up the episode, and there's only one thing left, Petra, that just to say a huge thank you very much for joining us on the episode, and especially for your scorching hot takes in the predictions. We just love your bold predictions. Keep building on your career. You're doing great, you're growing, you're still young, so we cannot wait to see your improvements and to see what's next in your career.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the invitation, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So that's a wrap for episode 36 of She Rides. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the ride.
Absolutely. Women's cycling is packed with action, and we're here to bring you every twist and turn.
Be sure to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music or YouTube so you don't miss upcoming episodes. And if you like today's show, a rating, like or comment really helps us reach more listeners.
Follow us on Blue Sky and Instagram for behind-the-scenes updates, our hashtag #CastTheCastGame, and more.
Thanks to Petra for joining us today, and don't hesitate to share your questions or topics you'd like us to cover.
Stay tuned for more exciting guests and join our prediction competition. Tag She Rides podcast on Blue Sky to show off your knowledge, and She Rides is powered by Kariam Endurance Coaching.
Thanks for listening to She Rides, where women's cycling takes lead. Keep watching the fun. I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.